Has this ever happened to you?
We're in front of the hub! Oh my god.
Well,
that is hysterical.
I better head out.
Oh, okay. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
How embarrassing! Finally, there's an answer. Hi, I'm Jeremy Black, here to introduce 23 Skidoo, the once obsolete term surely to make quite the hullabaloo. With 23 Skidoo, you can postpone farewells with shock value and intrigue. Now, your lexicon can stand out with a new level of spice, entertainment, and appeal. Though its popularity may have peaked in the early 20th century, the time is nigh to give 23 Skidoo the attention it's due. But now for the million-dollar question, what does it mean?
23 Skidoo, in essence, means to scram or get lost. Its origin derives from the two words, each having the same definition separately, but more gusto together. The most common origin of the phrase 23 regards the Flatiron Building on 23rd Street in New York City. Due to its architecture, wind would prevalently gather in the area. Gentlemen would often go to 23rd Street in hopes wind would blow up women's skirts and reveal their seldom exposed legs. However, the first documented instance of the phrase comes from 1899, courtesy of slang author George Ade, a few years before construction of the Flatiron Building. Skidoo, on the other hand, has a much simpler story. It's merely an abbreviation of the word skedaddle. Though the phrase had a negative connotation in its prime, our goal is to turn the phrase into a more light-hearted and jovial tone to match its absurdity among today's slang. Instead of its original use, it can alternatively be used to mean depart in a fun and unique way.
Let's look at that first scenario again with the power of 23 Skidoo.
Oh my god!
Well, I better, 23 Skidoo.
23 Skidoo? What does that mean?
Well, it's a funny story.
I love funny stories. You're so cool.
Now he's cooking with gas. No other term masters the subtle departure while actively progressing conversation quite like 23 Skidoo. But Jeremy, you ask, I want to stand out. How will I do that if everyone I know is using 23 Skidoo? Great question, Daddy-O. 23 Skidoo is only one part of what we in the business call resurgent slang. Let me break it down.
The first quality of resurgent slang is that the word or phrase must be early or unknown slang. And we ain't talking about your mom's slang. We're talking about your grandmama's slang. Otherwise, the irony would be lost on the audience who used it in its heyday, and you will instead sound out of touch. The second distinction is that the term must arise in frequent and natural circumstances. What good is a word if you'll never be able to use it? The third and fourth characteristics get a bit hairy. The first of which is deemed return on investment, signifying that the audience should recognize how ludicrous the word sounds. There should be no ambiguity or doubt in the ironic delivery of the resurgent slang term, much like the first quality. The last qualification is the most important. It should be fun to say. You might as well enjoy the word if you're going to use it. Any resurgent slang with these four attributes will surely be a hoot.
There's a little something for everyone with resurgent slang, but I'm here to tell you about 23 Skidoo. The skeptics may claim that such antiquated lingo would never survive in the modern era. Oh yeah? Then why is there a Mental Floss article naming 83 such terms? I could say that it preserves yesterday's culture or bridges connections between generations, but really? It's because it's fun! Who would take it seriously? Everyone can find humor in its absurdity. It subverts the common expectations for what we consider popular slang. With countless wacky phrases and even wackier origins, any resurgent slang term is grounds for enjoyment among friends. Now that you've heard about its wondrous abilities and significance, let's hear from some satisfied customers as to how 23 Skidoo has changed their lives. As a dad, I'm always leaving. 23 Skidoo provides the perfect balance of offbeat dad humor and an easy way to explain and transition the kids into their new lives without me. Thanks, 23 Skidoo.
I'm a grandfather suffering from Benjamin Button syndrome. I'm so glad that now I can use the slang of my youth again, instead of trying to keep up with all this newfangled jargon. I hope my grandkids don't have to suffer the same fate. Hell, half the words out of their mouths they don't understand. When I heard 23 Skidoo, boy, that took me back. Maybe one day I can even start calling people foozlers again. Welcome back, 23 Skidoo.
Staying ahead of the curve isn't always simple. Why else do you think I'm wearing this chef's hat? 23 Skidoo has made my life even more zany and weird than I thought was possible. Finally, my words match my lifestyle. 23 Skidoo is an art to live by. We've heard about 23 Skidoo, how it works, and its success, but we have yet to reveal the best part. It's absolutely free. You heard me. No hornswoggles, no phony baloney. 100% free. And better yet, call the number on your screen, 1-800-23-SKIDOO, and we'll throw in any additional term from the Resurgence slang for no additional cost. You can't find a better deal than this anywhere. So call now and don't miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime offer. I myself must 23 Skidoo, but I'll be back before you can say killer diller. I'm Jeremy Black, and remember, the best way to a giggle mug is by doing the jitterbug.
Call 1-800-23-SKIDOO for more information in addition to the added Resurgence slang word or phrase. Some terms and conditions may apply. Do not use 23-SKIDOO for the harm of the greater good, disturbance of the peace, or any other criminal activity. 23-SKIDOO may cause symptoms like annoyance of spouse or significant other, children, or unquote acquaintances or friends. Stop using 23-SKIDOO if you are allergic to it or other Resurgence slang words or phrases.